A mass m of a perfect gas at pressure P1 and volume V1 undergoes an isothermal process. The final pressure is P2 and volume is V2. The work done on the system is considered positive. If R is the gas constant and T is the temperature, then the work done in the process is. Now for an ideal gas, we know the ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to mRT. And since this is an isothermal process, the temperature remains constant, the mass and the gas constant both are constant. That means PV is equal to a constant. Also we can write P is inversely proportional to V, or P is equal to mRT divided by V. Let this be equation number 1. Now let's represent work done on PV diagram. The work done by an ideal gas is the area under the curve from 1 to 2, this red curve. In the pressure difference P1 to P2, so let's mark here. The work done will be this yellow hashed area. And this red curve is isothermal curve. Isothermal process. Now the work done can be written as W is equal to integral P dV, which in this case we can write from V1 to V2. Now here we'll write pressure as the function of volume. So we know we have already written from equation number 1, we can write mRT by V to dV. So if we integrate this, mRT and the integral of dV by V will be ln V, and from limit V1 to V2. Okay, so the work done will be equal to mRT ln V2 by V1. Also we have derived that PV is constant, so we can write P1 V1 is equal to P2 into V2, because PV is equal to mRT is constant. Okay, that means P1 V1 will be equal to P2 V2. So replacing mRT is equal to PV, we can write work done will be equal to, we can write, since it is from process 1 to 2, we can either write this P1 V1 ln V2 by V1, or we can also write P2 V2 ln V2 by V1. From here we can also write V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. Now if we replace V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2 in this equation, so we can write W is equal to, that means work done will be P1 V1 into ln P1 by P2. Okay. Now we know that when work is done on the system, V2 is lesser than V1 and P1 is lesser than P2. Therefore, if work has to be positive, that means this whole quantity has to be negative. So for positive work, W will be equal to negative P1 V1 into ln P1 by P2. Because P1 is smaller than P2, so if we multiply this whole quantity with another negative, so the total work done will be positive. Okay, now let's go back to the problem. So from the given options, we can say option B is the correct choice. For more information, you can refer to NPTEL course lecture number 19, Properties of Ideal Gases, on Basic Thermodynamics by Professor S.K. Som of the Department of Mechanical Engineering at IIT Kharagpur.